Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to our Saturday satsang. Satsang meaning good people associating to discuss some truths of life. Our truth is we are technologically very advancing, very exciting time, but at the same time, we need to help ourselves, right? So we need to handle this with our human systems that are really ready. So in that vein, I do train people, and then I offer something called enhancing the human being. So we're going to talk a little bit about what that is today, and if you have any uh, specific things that you want to talk about or you want to tell me, you can come up. Hi Janet, hi Rachel, come on up. Okay, so hello Chinaka. So everybody is kind of coming on now, so we will start today. As you know, I was going to do a retreat on this program, how to enhance our human being, our body, mind, and also our inner self, eternal self. You see? So once you understand this dual nature, and you will be able to do that better, right? So get that, and then you'll be understanding is much better. Okay. So this is going to be 2 day retreat. I was planning on the January 17th and 18th from 7 o'clock for me Central Time in USA. It is 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and I will start that, and it will go for 3 hours each day. It may appear long, but then you will be actually doing stuff, participating in what is important for you, what is that you want to improve about your body, or about your focus and attention and the mind as a whole, and also how do you do with your inner real life force or the being. Okay, that is the most important thing. But then in modern times, we kind of forgot. We got enmeshed by our mind, right? So it's not a bad thing, but it's kind of not to be enslaved by it. That's the thing. Okay, you have to understand the powerful instrument that you have, which is the thought, which is the mind. Mind is made up of thoughts, right? But then, how are you managing it? How are you really can keep the mind silent? That kind of thing, which we talk about every day. Anyway, for those people who are joining me on YouTube and also on the LinkedIn and Facebook and WhatsApp and Mumbai, I'm going to introduce myself briefly. I'm a internal medicine physician. Came from India in 1981, and ever since I have been practicing here in the United States. I retired in 2019, but then I opened a company called BFL, which is an online wellness company. From my experience as an internal medicine for 40 plus years, and also my enthusiasm, my interest in ancient healing systems, I kind of developed a fusion of care where we not only really take care of our body and mind, our inner being, but also we kind of see how we are adjusted to the society, to the trends of the society, to what's going on with technology and all that. So we work on several layers. We work with individuals who come to me for their own distress in life. It could be physical, mental, or situational, or relationship, any number of things, right? People talk to me, or I come and talk here, and people get solutions. They say we are applying them, which is a good thing. So after individual, we pay attention to the professionals, doctors, entrepreneurs, things like that. Okay, and then we also work with systems, hospital systems, and CEOs that I talk to, influence. They're thinking about just a reactive healthcare versus wellness-oriented healthcare, and still I have to talk to a lot of people because they are enmeshed in that revenue coming from the reactive healthcare, and they're occupied. They themselves don't take care of themselves. Lots of doctors are also like that. So I kind of practice, preach comprehensive self-care of all the pillars of our wellness, right? And then we also look at the technology. I adopt AI and I'm benefiting tremendously from it, even though I'm using a little only. But then I want to see what this is going to have an effect on us as human beings, as hearts and minds. So what is going to happen? Okay, so I was just listening to Google inventions and what they are doing with the deep mind and all that. That is fantastic. They're going to make it much easier to produce new drugs and also much faster, much better, probably comprehensive solutions to cancer, to heart disease, things like that. Very exciting. So we can always, we have to pay attention to that and then make it come into our life. But then one thing with the technology is it doesn't really decrease the human suffering as much as we wanted to, because in some people's hands, it can play havoc with us, okay? Or it can dominate our own minds, and then we can get addicted, and then we don't know the peace and bliss that we otherwise we can experience, right? And we also want to help our planet. That's another plane I work on. I talk to ecologists. I kind of go and talk to them about educating ourselves about the ongoing onslaught on the Mother Earth and how we can be aware to that and how we can help Mother Earth by being responsible consumers or not consuming at all. But not this rampant consumption that's going on in the regular life, and that is causing a lot of damage to our planet too. So that's an important aspect of my responsibility. So I do that too. So these are 5 layers: individual, among the individuals, professionals, and systems, and also the technological world and the planet. See, these are the 5 layers I like to focus my efforts of helping it out. Okay. Otherwise, I'm very happy when I sit down by myself and have this tranquil, serene, quiet mind and go into the depths of myself, where there is a lot of bliss, peace, and happiness. I wish everybody else also access to that, and I'm sure a lot of people do, and a lot of people may not be aware of it. But then once they are aware of it, they may go into that. So in that spirit, I developed this program called Enhancing the Human Being. See, basically, we're kind of you know, we're living, breathing human form, and also an eternal luminous being, the spark of life that is within us. Okay, we do pay attention to our living, breathing human form of body and mind, but we hardly know this inner being is like a mystical. It's not so. But if you understand the distinction, and even that understanding opens a profound path to you to transformation. The transformation is also profound, and you can enjoy lasting peace. Don't look outward to bring you peace and bliss and happiness. That is the secret with the ancient wisdom, right? So I hold on to it. So first of all, I kind of going to present to you how do you understand this dual nature of ours. Humora, from which the human came. Human represents the human body and mind, woven from the elements of earth, the earth, water, fire, air, and space. These are the 5 elements, right, from which our physical body and the mind came up, right? This is the physical vessel we inhabit, the form that grows, changes, experiences pleasure and pain, and eventually returns to the elements from which dust to dust, earth to earth, right? From which it arose. The human aspect is dynamic. It's always evolving, and you may shed all the skin cells that you have, and within 6 months you have a new body, like we scientists know about that. You see, the human aspect of our body and mind is dynamic, evolving, and capable of enhancement also. If you leave it alone, it may decay. But if you know how to enhance it, you can enjoy long, um, really well life that is lived in joys. Okay, that's my mission. Okay, and then I bring in this other element, which is not mine. It is known to the ancient till now. So many people know, they feel it. I am the sense, a sense of I am, right? That is not your name and your role, your none of that. Your sense of life, that you are alive. So that being is that is eternal. The life force doesn't go anywhere. It may change the forms, but it will always go. Okay. So this being is an unchanging spiritual essence. Let's look at that way. The luminous awareness that witnesses all experience. So you feel the thoughts, you know you are thinking, right? You feel sad, you feel all that is that's a witness of all those experiences. It is the eternal spark of consciousness that animates the body mind. Yet it remains untouched by the fluctuations of life. So what you can enhance is the body mind, but what you can do with the being is you can realize that. So the being is ever complete, whole, and perfect. It requires no improvement, only recognition and remembrance. So we're going to work on the enhancement of our human form, body, and mind, and heart, and also participation with the world. Okay. So what is the path of enhancement? While the being needs no enhancement, the human vessel can be refined, strengthened, and aligned with the inner self. This work is not about becoming worthy. You already are. Rather, it is about removing the obstacles that obscure your natural radiance and creating conditions for flourishing. So, enhancement is an act of love and stewardship for the temple that houses your eternal essence. Your body and mind complex is a temple that is housing your eternal essence. You have to realize that eternal essence, but you can enhance the body mind complex, and thereby it's much easier. So, okay. So I kind of divided it into four pillars: strengthening the body, that's minimal, and clarifying the mind. Mind is not going all over, it kind of understands what it is and stays in that mental clarity. And you soften your heart. Heart naturally opens when we cultivate compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude and all that. And then aligning with the purpose. The purpose is to really recognize who we are. Okay, so those are the four pillars I'm going to work on, like strengthening the body. See, body is not separate from spirit. It is the spirit made visible. So when we strengthen the physical form through conscious movement, we honor the sacred vessel that allows us to experience this earthly existence. So physical enhancement isn't just about perfection or comparison. It's about vitality, presence and embodiment of the spirit. A strong, flexible body supports a clear mind and open heart. That's the important thing. A strong, flexible body supports a clear mind and open heart. The body is your first home. Tend to it with reverence. So we do yoga, and you can do jogging, you can do dance, and whatever, mindful walking. They become forms of moving meditation if you make it. That means whatever movement you are doing, take it like an opportunity to unite your body and be aware of it. Then you are uniting the body and awareness in a harmonious flow. That's why whether you're walking, whether you're jogging, whether you are running, whether you are doing work at home, the small chores and all that, just doing physically, functionally fit. Don't think and then do things. Don't allow your mind vagabonding. Keep it here. Be aware of what you are doing. It's as simple as that. Body, mind, movement. Okay. and they are all coordinated. Is mind is not separated and then God. That is the tendency of the modern life. Is we think all the time, and we think that is the only thing we are. No, we are thinking. That means thinking is happening to us. So that's a faculty of us, very powerful, very important. But do you know how you are using it? See it in your own life. If you are properly using, you should be resting it occasionally, and then when you are using it, put it completely. If you are doing something and thinking something else, you can see right there. Okay, so have the clarity of what is what, where we are doing. So first what it is you recognize, notice the pattern of thought without judgment. Just watch that, become the witness of the mind's movements. That's the first one. Then inquire, question, what are the beliefs I have, limited beliefs I have? Is this thought true? Not all the thoughts that you have are true. They could be habits, they could be repetition, they could be remnants of something you heard, something you've seen that is coming back again. They're called samskaras in Sanskrit, but again, thoughts, right? And who would I be without this thought going on continuously? So first you recognize the pattern of thoughts, then inquiry, is there something that I should be doing it? Or then release. Don't cling on to it. Let go of what doesn't serve. Watch thoughts arise and pass like clouds in the sky. That's what I say every day. And then out of that, rest in that spacious space that you have found when you are not really indulged in thought or suppressing the thought. So through consistent practice, meditation, journaling, contemplation, whatever works for you, the mind gradually settles down to the state where it is going to be a tool that you are in awareness and you use it, and you also not cling to the remnant of thought. Then you really enjoy that bliss on an ongoing basis. You don't have to do any special thing, only just don't allow yourself to be indulged in thought all the time. Okay, so once you do that, then there will be clarity all the time. You know, whatever you want to engage in, oh yeah, go ahead and do the creative thing, do the brainstorming and all that. But use that when you do that. Don't let the thought be the ledger book. Don't let thought be your judge of everything. Then you will lose your heart. You are only engulfed in that ledger of the mind. What is working for me? What's not working for me? What is good for me? What is all those things are the ledger mind like. Okay, so we talked about it. Who gets hurt? That mind, that is the ledger mind like hurts, but the heart below is not. You usually modern people, we are overwhelming our heartful nature of kindness, compassion, or love. We kind of overwhelm it with our very strong mind, which we have allowed it to be strong like that by thinking all the time. Give it a rest in the morning, in the evening. Just try to be silent, calm, quiet, completely quiet for 5 minutes. And once you are used to that, then you'll enjoy the serenity of silence, stillness, calmness of mind. That is really needed now because of the information overload. Even you are not you are reading so many books, you are not listening to so many people, you could allow your mind to go all corners of the world, and then all corners of the knowledge, whatever, and then keep the mind constantly weaving a network of on its own sake, and then get caught. You don't have to judge yourself. See how that is going on. You get up in the morning, you have to start to think of what's going to come up now, and then you think. And then you will be thinking also when you go to sleep, and then you will be having a lot of dreams in the form of thoughts during the sleep. And then you get up again, you will. So this is the bane of the modern society. Constant thinking, chattering, and mindless thinking, so no way thinking, going all over without that is kind of what is called neurotic mind. So you can see for yourself, do you have a neurotic mind, or do you have a mind that is short, focused, and then penetrate into something very, very well, and then rest, and then keep quiet? You have it or not is really not to for me to say. It's something that you want to feel. Then you will have heart opening because your mind is quiet. This is the essence of the yoga. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. Stillness of the modulations of mind, memories, creations, whatever. Right? And all those things will come to be still. No movement. Not that you become dumb, not that you become stupid. No, you become more aligned with the insights and using them much better to improve your body and mind and your life. Okay, so that's why heart opening practice is always, remember that you are the heart first and the mind came to you and then you are using the mind. So, mind is a tool. Is that a tool or is that overwhelming you? And you will know yourself if you look inside. So, and then once we understand how to enhance our body, comprehensive care, how to enhance our mind by understanding when to be silent, that's what I'm going to show you practically, that everybody can start from where they are because everybody is not at the same stage. I may be very distracted, scattered in my mind, thinking of 10, 20 different things, right? But I also know when to be quiet, when to be still, and all that. Okay. Then I always go to the shelter of that silence. Right. I was telling Peter about this. He touched the silence one time, but then he comes out of it. Whenever he encounters his friends or whoever he's talking to, he goes into the mind mode and doesn't get back. So I showed him how he has found the shelter of silence and then go there and they stay there when you are not using it. This becomes a real important thing for the modern mind to do because they are exposed to too many stimuli. And when you are having the stimuli and you react to it right away, you not only produce your stress hormones, but also that gives more thoughts, more network, and they get caught in that. Okay. So what I do is I'm in awareness. And when I want to do something, like I want to deliver a talk today, I want to tell you about my retreat that is coming up on 17th. It is. I want to tell you about why you should be attending this, what are the advantages for you, how you will be benefited if you come to the retreat and do the things and go them, take home and then implement them in your life. Just because you have attended doesn't result in result in transformation. Suppose you are having anger too easily and you don't want to be angered that well and you want to transform yourself from within. That doesn't come just because you understand it, but you understood the insights and apply them in your real life. That is the trial you're going to do in those 2 days. You will understand what is enhancing the human being, what are the things that we could practically do, how is that all these things can be really there. Okay, so that's what I just introduced you, and but each aspect of it is a lot. But then you can start with what you are doing right now. You can pay attention to what is that I'm doing right now that is working for me. What is that I can learn in this retreat? I can take back and then employ in my life, apply it very, very sincerely. And you don't have to adapt to any particular religion or any particular conversion. All you have to do is what is a human being according to what I understood. What is this retreat is going to bring new understanding about it without being a changing the country, changing the gender, changing the faith or religion, none of it. It's about knowledge. It's about understanding where we are ignorant about certain things. For example, you are ignorant of ADA diet and you are a diabetic. and you are not following properly, then what happens? Hi, Melissa, welcome. So it's a question of understanding your body, mind, heart, and spirit where they are, and learn how to study them and learn how to observe them, and also discover where you would like to enhance yourself. So even if you get the understanding about how to look at it, how to understand it, how to have insights into your current condition, then you will be, applying those things that you learned there. Like, for example, I talked about Mediterranean diet. I talked about a sattvic diet. Say, vegetarian is like a modern diet where you is really recommended to a lot of people with heart disease, with diabetes, and all that. It's very good. But then sattvic diet is a little bit more understanding about that nature, energy of the diet, that has not only the tamasic, which are dulling nature, the need for the sleep, and then the one rajasic, which is the dynamic, needed for work. How can I have a middle energy that can give me energy that is not out of control, and I can do the work very well, but also I don't go too dull. That's that kind of thing. So understanding how the Ayurvedic diet talks about sattvic diet, and what is modern diets are that equal to that, or are close to that, then you'll understand how deeper, how holistic the ancient insights were. Bring them to work for you. That's all we're saying. Don't say modern thing is all bad, ancient thing. No, no, they have knowledge, right? Why AI we are following? Because a lot of good things they're going to do. They're going to design the drugs better because they know the protein structure very well, and then they're going to compile all that into drug production. New drugs can be done within weeks and within days, maybe. Which is wonderful, right? So you can do that. So let me bring my friend Melissa. She wants to come up.
Hey, Dr. Rao. I actually pressed the button by mistake, but since I'm up here, hi, and ask how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you, Melissa?
I'm doing well. I just finished doing some stretching and a little bit of meditating. So I'm starting my day, in a wonderful way. Giving some nourishment that my body needs, stretching out those muscles, and get to tackle some chores that I have to do. But while I was doing that, I would try to gain some wisdom from my friend, Dr. Rao.
Yeah, I'm talking about the upcoming retreat, and I'm trying to make people use it, so that they will be treated. How it is going to be benefited. That's what I'm trying to explain. So, do you have any questions about that? Any questions, Melissa?
No, the only question I have, Dr. Rao, is I've tried a couple of times to reach out to you on your DM, and I can't. It always kicks me off.
Yeah,
so
other people told me that too. I don't know how to fix it. I think this maybe the people at Doomvibe don't want me to be connected. I don't know.
Well, I just want to let you know that I'm interested. So whenever you have one of these events, if you could send me a new invite, that would be great.
I have prepared a landing page. I'm going to send it to you personally to your email. I think you have the email with me. I will find it. I'll send it to me to my email, hkolusu@gmail.com. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Rao.
That will be easier for you, and then you will see more about the retreat and how to prepare and how to register and how you are going to get a workbook after you register and then work on it. You could communicate even before retreat, So this is not done for money purpose. This is done more like a service oriented. So our intention is, how can we bring any transformation that any human being is really wanting to do? First of all, people are not even oriented to this, right? So we want them to encourage and pay attention to where they are, and where they can go, what is the potential there, and how best you can do by understanding, by bringing those insights into your life and applying them. It's just not listen and go, nothing happens. Got to bring those lessons in. Like I have a body. If I just say, oh, yoga is that and all that, if I want a strong body, unless I do the exercise, unless I know how to do certain exercises that are good for that, for example, I have a weak back, for example, unless I do those exercises, I will not be helping my back. It's as simple as like that. Your thought pattern, your emotional reaction pattern, your understanding of the world, your reactivity to bad events in your life, all those things can be learned. And the important thing is, in as much as we develop outer sciences, outer things through the science, regular modern science, ancients have discovered a lot about our inner science, how our inner being is, how our inner nature of thoughts and feelings, they all happen. How do you manage them? Most of the time, most of the Western mind or modern mind is stuck on thinking only. That's a limitation. You take a limited instrument and build up everything, that is still going to be limited. But when you understand your awareness is unlimited faculty that is going to be there all the time, then you use that, right? Not just something limited that is going to go away, could change all the time. Thoughts change. Morning time we think something, by the evening we think something else. Isn't that true about us? That is what it is. Okay. So in this meeting, I was looking to clarify any doubts you have of the retreat that's coming up, and then does it interest you at all? If it doesn't interest, why not? Is it going to? It's not going to be more like invading your privacy. It is what you want to get out of it, because I'm going to go systematically from the human form of body enhancement, mind enhancement, and also not enhancing the self. In the inner being is already there, he's already pure, complete, but you are not associated with it. You think you are the body, or you think you are the mind, and that's how we were raised, right? So we want to realize what is real about human beings. Human beings have this intelligence to discover by turning the mind inward and really grasping our essence as the true self of ours and staying there. You can use the body, you can maintain the body, you can repair the body, and also mind. You can use the body, you can maintain it, you can repair it. You can enhance those two, but not the other one. Other one is already there. The problem for us is we don't even recognize that. We don't even stay there. All we know is how we pay attention to the body, how we pay attention to the thoughts that are coming up. But we don't see we are the writer of all that. Once you discover that ability, you can enhance it on a daily basis, and you can last longer than the current state, and you can last longer well and in a joyous spirit. That's what we are trying to promote as physicians, as yogi healers, and all that is about making human beings well for a long time, and also in a joy state. So, Janet, what do you think? Any questions on the this one? Come up and talk to me. Janet was not doing well these days. She told me. I hope she's doing well and she is able to come and participate in that retreat. This is something I'm planning to do maybe 3-4 times a year. That way, people not only it's not going to happen just like that. It is we know we live in this instant gratification era. Everybody wants everything. It's not like you have come to the state that you are in a short period. Your entire life, your entire education, your entire culture, everything breeds you towards only partial development, right? So that's why we see so many illnesses. and we don't know how to maintain our natural, God-given wellness. We kind of interfere with wrong livelihoods. Diet, you're supposed to eat, but diet, if you eat the wrong one, then it is going to cause bad effects on you. It's as simple as that. But still, people are unconscious about what they are eating, or they are driven by the taste, or by the habits, or by the what is available to them right there. They may not have choice to change that. Suppose you are living in the hills, you cannot be just completely only vegetarian, and you may have to eat some animals to survive. Okay, but if you are in the society, or this civilized state, then you don't have to eat only meat. You can choose vegetables and then do that, right? So that's how things go. Okay. These Saturday meetings, I want to do a leisurely way of introducing my development, my understanding, and I'm still say I'm a student of the ancient wisdom. They are so enormous, so much knowledge is given to us. Either some of it is lost, or we are led in the other way, where we see that we are just a physical body and mind, but we don't see that we have this essence inside as human beings. You see, human being is not just having a mind, but he has a mind to keep the memory of the past and also project into the future. But then the trick is the life is in the present. You are alive and you experience everything in the present. So you want to be there and use the information from the past as wisdom, and also project the future with that, and also have the ability to face the situations as they come. They may not turn out as you want, but can I handle life if it shows me another color? Then how can I have resilience inside me that's not crushed, that's kind of can face with strength the whatever the adverse situation we have? I think in education we have to teach kids about that inner resilience. How do you develop? How do you use your powerful instruments of emotion, thought, and body energy to deal with the situation that you have encountered in the past? These days, we use the instrument such a way for everything we are afraid, or fearful, or worried. I may get fired. I may get less money. I may not get the contract I want. I may not get a promotion I want. All these things go on, right? So when they go to work, it's a question of fight or flight syndrome. So you're constantly producing stress hormones. That means you are reacting from your sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic tone has increased. Simple thing for that is taking deep breath, taking a pause, and responding to things without that emotional reaction. So you encounter something, don't recruit your limbic system right away to go into the fear or whatever. Take a gap, take a deep breath, and then respond from your higher prefrontal cortex. Limbic system, the ancients called manas. All the understandings, all the fears, everything that's bred into us from our experiences or from our teachings or whatever, they react. That is manas. But when you take a deep breath and then encounter your higher wisdom, higher intellect, that is being in the present and paying attention to what it is with perception. That is buddhi. So manas and buddhi were described thousands of years ago. Now we know from the neuroscience perspective that our emotional, reactive, or limbic system is the manas. Whereas our prefrontal cortex, that is higher intellect, that is buddhi. So you have to learn how to cultivate the buddhi and not to succumb to the manas, right? So very clear, actually, once you understand. But are you going to employ that, or you're overwhelmed by whatever you feel like? Get it? These are the things that you want to enhance yourself. Don't think just because you're talking, you have that control. Just because you are going and participating to everybody and say, oh, I appreciate you, I admire you, all those qualities, doesn't mean those things make us feel good, are going to give you that inner resilience when you really encounter an adverse situation. Yeah, celebrate yourself, but don't be in the, launched in those laurels. See what we say? Don't get stuck in your laurels and then get out of it and then go on do it again. That's what we teach as athletics. So don't be by the image that you develop because you have done a touchdown so many. The next one is going to be equally challenging, and you may have confidence you can do it. But then, if you are only ruminating on the past results, then you'll be ignoring what is coming at you here, and then you'll drop the ball. Or you may be fear, oh, if I drop the ball, what the coach is going to say now. It's very simple. Be in the life which is present. Bring in your knowledge. That's fine. Bring in your past as insights. That's fine. But don't go and live in the past and ignore the present. Get it? So all these things are important to understand. Okay. I know many people don't want to face themselves. They think everything is going okay only when the trouble comes. That's what happens with a lot of my friends who come to me. They don't want to invest time about learning and improving themselves. They just want instant relief when they are in trouble. We will give the relief, but then you won't have the strength by yourself. So that's why we have to help kids from the beginning. How do you develop this inner silence? Keep quiet for 5 minutes in the morning. Keep quiet in the evening. No, we give them video games. We give them all sorts of entertainment. And engage yourself all the time and allow the mind to become such a giant of a network. You can. And then what are you doing as an adult? You're continuing that network on a daily basis, on a moment-to-moment basis. So many stimuli, so many things. Do you have the habit of calming down? You may say, oh, I'm doing meditation. Yeah, but the meditation is just calming down is not important. A reflection of what are your reactions and then learning about your own nature and then going into that peaceful, calm nature. Okay? This is not reprimanding you, just to point out the reality that is happening in the modern world. There is so much neurotic behavior. Neurotic behavior is what it is, something unconscious you are thinking, and you are thinking it like a habit continuously. You don't have any control over it, and your mind is going on chattering, chattering, chattering. If you are in that state, then you are neurotic. I submit many people who come to me, at least, many are neurotic. They want, it could be a CEO of mine whom I helped her to sleep better because she could not stop that mind. It is going on continuously. That was her complaint. And many people take wine or alcohol or drugs or whatever. That's all destructive, right? So I'm not talking about those kind of external instant gratification that may not produce the result on the long run. That's why all these external agents are kind of limited, and also sometimes they could be harmful to you. Think about that. Okay. So anybody else has any questions or comments or anything that you want to say? I don't see Peter today. Maybe he's occupied. He usually comes up. Let me look at the list whether he's there. No, that's okay. So it's a retreat that is planned for you, and it's a retreat that can be used effectively by you. And I'm trying to provide introduction to it, what is going to happen, how you can prepare yourself, and how can, one thing for sure, the person who has enhanced himself body mind wise they led a much better life, not ill that many times. So many of my patients, when I first took over them in 1997, I opened my clinic, right? So before that, I was working in the hospitals. But even then also, initially they resented that I was asking them to pay attention to their diet and move and work and exercise and calm their mind, or take a deep breath as much as possible and sleep better, improve your sleep. They don't want to face so many things, right? And they said, you are giving us too much homework, doc, and then taking away so many good things that we like. We like to indulge in eating a lot. And I say, oh, leave one third stomach empty and then drink water. And so to change them, the system rewards. I understand that, but I helped them through that. Then after 6 months, many people thanked me because they said, we feel better, live, more vital energy, and we are not exhausted that easily. And we can now participate in stuff and then enjoy them. We are more physical, playing or moving in the outdoor. We are in touch with the nature. All these things I kind of drilled into them, right? Not in the sense of they have to listen and follow, but more like a convincing them the good things about that. If you are in touch with your nature, that's not something you have to pay money for. You just have develop your awareness of it, right? And then they began to notice things in the nature that was quite pleasing. It could be birds. Some people watch birds. Some people watch the trees. Some people watch the rain patterns or snow patterns and all that. Every stage of nature, you have beauty. Just open up your eyes and then see how it soothes you. So what happens is you go to a garden, you open up your eyes, and then you are kind of drinking on the beauty of the flowers or the greenery or whatever. That unimpeded sensory perception kind of impedes your chatter in the mind. See, many people come to me these days because they're working on the computer from morning till evening, right? So they say, uh, I can't stop. This mind is going on continuously. I see this figures and facts and everything in my tables. Then I tell them, you are working too much with the computers, throw it away, and then go and spend some time under the tree. Actually, literally, this is something I told one of my friends. He has several companies running. I met him on the clubhouse, and I told him, and he has 3 4 screens that he was working from morning to night until the night and then go again in the morning, right? So I told him, just leave it and go out and lay down under the tree. He did that and he felt such a relief from his own suffering and he stuck to it. I'm not saying you don't have to work on the computers. Do. I do a lot of work on the data, a lot of work on my computers and all that. But I know how to not to be overwhelmed by it. And that is something you can learn. That's the current need in this information age. Okay? You don't have to be working. You could be a retired person, you could be old, but still you are using the phone to order things, to communicate things, to really learn things or entertain you. So many ways you are using the phone. But do you have the conscious awareness? I want to keep this down and still feel better. If you can do that, then you have enhanced your mind in the presence of information age, right? I mean, do you guys think about these things? Do you think this potential is there? Or you just say, whatever we know, Western mind, this is the only thing. And that's why we see so much of mental illness, so much of depression, so much of anxiety. So many people are really worried about the future and all that. So we don't have to be like that. Okay, we can really enhance our perception of what is going on within us, outside of us, and how what is the best way to be. Or you just you're like something that is taken by the waves, and the waves take the flower wherever it wants to. or you want to be really standing up to that wave and then really not being engulfed by the wave. You can develop that kind of inner resilience. This retreat is an attempt towards that, pointing it out the potential of a human being, and not necessarily you have to achieve all the potential right away. There is a process why you have come to this kind of weakness, or you know um, problems or whatever. People really have problems, headaches, lack of sleep, not able to focus. That's the biggest thing, right? Attention deficit, right? The biggest thing. Attention economy. Everybody wants to grab your attention for something that may not be meaningful for you after a while. Let it be a car or a building or whatever. And then you will be losing the real wealth of human experience inside. That peace, quiet, and happiness and joy, bliss you can feel inside as a human being with no cost. You don't have any accumulation, you don't have anything. You just have to understand your inner nature and be there. And you have no sense of that. You just want to calm your mind. That's it. The best way to really have a calm mind is establish yourself in your true nature of inner self and stay there. That's what Ramana Maharshi taught me. He said, one's attention has always been poised on one's inner self. That inner self is the inner essence, inner being. Once you are there, your mind is naturally quiet. You don't have to sit down and do meditation. This is called manonasha. This I talked about a lot. You have only thoughts. You have only real mind. You create it like a something of a mind, and you identify with it, and then you are drawn away from your real nature. And that doesn't know how to stop itself. Right? I think that's a big insight if you could catch it, what I said just now. One's attention has always to be poised on one's inner nature. Your attention is not on that, on the outward life, then it will take away wherever it wants to take away. And you will be having this chattering mind all the time, maybe occasionally uh, small stoppage of it with your meditation. But again, once you come out of that, again, your mind goes all over. If that is the nature for you, then all your meditation is of no use. So learn what is the right way to meditate, what is the right way to really enjoy that calm. I really feel I'm blessed because I am mostly in the awareness. That means thoughtless awareness, thoughtless awakeness, alertness. And then bring in the element of thought when I want to do something. Like I want my purpose, I told you very well. I wanted to tell you what are the advantages of attending this retreat, why do you have to attend, how to use it, and how to get the best of life. Okay. So, but there's a lot of work by you is involved. I will only talk about what I know, what I'm doing, and what is the light I am pursuing, and then you can also see the light within your own self by your own hard work. Don't expect somebody else to repair that for you. Nobody will be able to do that except you. All other people can do is they can give you the ways, the paths. Okay, they can throw the light on that. But then you have to. If you go to somebody who says, I'm going to change you, just I'm going to touch you, I'm going to give you all that, that is kind of they're taking you for a ride. Take responsibility for your inner transformation. And first of all, see whether you have the need for transformation. If you have the need for transformation, yeah, that's pretty good. Go ahead with that. And then do without any shame or guilt or anything like that. And lead a very good life for a long time and all. Wellness is not attained this way. It is only addressing the symptoms of the illness, not attending to the roots of illness, not helping you to maintain a lifestyle that is not encouraging illness. That is possible. Swasthya, they called it. That means stable state of wellness in which that is the nature we are born in. But then some genetic abnormality there, some disabilities may come up. But generally, what is happening in modern life is we don't pay attention to our lifestyles. We cling to it. We kind of say, oh, this is the only way. Like, look at American lifestyle. What is it? It is about all the time chattering. So it's about all the time using something external to keep yourself quiet. It is about really impressing on other people of what your mind knows, what your mind articulates without observing those in your own life. You don't know who you really are, and you think what you read, what you study, what you think you can get all this from the books. Even if you get it, are you implementing the truths that were told in the books? That is only you can answer. Nobody can say that about you unless they know you continuously. They you tell them what it is. Suppose you have a chattering mind. Do you accept that you have chattering mind and you are indulgent in it, or you are going to chatter with outwardly too with everybody? Just appreciating, so appreciating. Oh, I did this, I did that. I kind of took 10,000 steps, and that's enough. That's good, but then that's not enough. Okay, you have to work on your all elements of yourself. That's what we're going to do, and hopefully you got the spirit of what I'm trying to do. And also engage yourself even now. Okay, whether you come to the retreat or not, engage yourself. Find out what is that need to be enhanced in you. If you just don't judge yourself, don't say any bad things about it, just observe, where are my thoughts, where are my emotions, where are my aspirations, what is going on with my body, how healthy I am, what is my chemistry, what's my past history like, why I'm getting sick all the time, or why I'm taking so many medications all the time. How is that? So I have so many chronic illnesses. If you have that, do you have awareness? Do you know that you can help themselves quite? You may not eradicate chronic illnesses, but you can reduce the medications you are taking for that. You can improve the lifestyle that is contributing to the worsening of the chronic illness. You can really do lots of stuff by yourself. Thereby, you feel good about yourself too, right? But if you just give all your responsibility to somebody else to fix you, that is not going to happen. That's the truth. You got to do it by yourself, by understanding, by taking help, by guidance and all that. But if you are in the chair and you are not able to get up and walk, and I teach you how to strengthen your legs by doing this heels and toes exercise. I bend you to the bicycling like, and then you develop your calf muscles, thigh muscles, and then you get up. Then you should do doing that so many times every day so that eventually you get up and walk. But if you don't want to do it, you just want to listen, you want to participate with a talk, nothing is going to happen. Just like that, mind also, just like that, the spirit also. Okay. Can you hold your attention on your real inner self without any movement of thought? That's the biggest goal in yoga too. Ancient systems are awareness-based system, not thought-based system. Modern systems are thought-based. That's why majority of the psychological problems are not disappearing from the society. They are amplifying. They are going, you may not see the suffering that the psychiatric people or psychologically disturbed people are mal-aligned. They are not aligned with their own self. They go through a lot of fear, anxiety, confusion, and sadness. This is true. They can't sleep. They can't form good relationships. They can't enjoy nature. They can't enjoy their experiences. That is true. That is happening. Technologically, we might have improved outward, but inward, we are receding. As a human nature, we are receding and we are suffering a lot. That is where my call comes. People are suffering, coming to us with the symptoms, then we say we will reduce the symptom at that time. But we also want to educate them why they are getting these things, why they can change their lifestyles, why they can enhance themselves. So that's my drive, that's my calling, that's why I'm doing this. So last chance, anybody wants to come up, otherwise I will close it now and I will see you back again sometime later. Okay. I think we're almost to 1 hour now, so we have opened a little early, so. But I will be here if you have questions. I will spend another hour or two if you have anything that you want to learn and you are sincere about it, you want to come and talk to me about it, I'm here. Janet, you have anything you want to come up, or Cecilia, Rachel, all these regulars are here. I'm looking at different screens, so it may be, So. All right, I will see you all again and have a good day, and we will talk again. Bye-bye.